Hello from Junction City.
Junction City.
So it is really cool here in Junction City. While a lot of the businesses are no longer in existence, as you can see here, there have actually been a surprising amount of people to talk to that we discovered, all in automotive, and one florist, and actually in one slot machine place. And it's been really fun. Actually, we've been having a great day in Junction City.
Good day.
It has been, and it's not too hot. It's great. And it's like the perfect size for this kind of thing. The only kind of concerning thing is that pretty much everyone I've talked to is white. Which is a little sad, because in the places that were primarily people of color, I didn't really get to do them any justice in this research and hear about their lives, and it's really, really important. And I feel like normally I wouldn't even think about that. Like, that's not something that I'm actively like aware of in my daily life, except right now it is because of everything that's going on. And so I feel like I'm not being equal in telling that story. Once again, we are right next to an extremely busy road. You're still welcome to be in it. An extremely busy road, and no one is stopping here except to get their cars worked on.
Or to bother people and interview them and take photos.
That's true. The guy we were just talking to, his daughter called and was like, "Hi, how are you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm getting interviewed by these two girls from Virginia." And she was like, "Do you need me to come like rescue you?"
Probably.
And he was like, "I'm
enjoying
good.
it."
I'm having fun." We were like, it was
And
good.
she had a cat and 2 dogs.
The cat was really cute too.
It was my BFF.
So the cat was initially his daughter's cat, but his daughter doesn't like cats, so I'm still kind of confused about how she got the cat.
It was probably her husband's.
I think the cat picked her.
Yeah.
But then the cat realized that she didn't like it, and so then the cat started peeing on all of her handbags.
And then he had a cat.
Right, so then she brought it to her dad in her shop, and now there's a cat in the shop. Who doesn't pee all over
With
the
a
place.
sparkly collar.
Sparkly. His daughter, Jerry, his name is Jerry. He runs a car part place. There'll be more information about that later. And his daughter, who's in her 50s, he's in his 70s, helps do all of his taxes and his air conditioning part of the businesses.
Taxes for everybody, the other air conditioning businesses and stuff around town.
So we're doing really good. It's been so much fun today. And we just saw a man exiting a storage place with a giant plastic fire truck. And we have some questions, but we were not able to get answers. A couple people have declined having their pictures taken, though they've talked to us and been like, "No!" Because I've been like, shifting the camera towards them, and then they're like, "Let me hide behind a clipboard." And you're like, "Aw, but your hair's pretty." And then normally that makes them be like, "Okay." But it didn't work out that well today with the "your hair's pretty" comment. They were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay." And then a couple guys declined to talk to us, but they were exchanging all sorts of money, and it was kind of confusing. But we took pictures of it anyways, because
Why not?
why not? And they will never know why we were photographing them, because they didn't want to talk to us.
Yeah.
They'll have to wonder about it forever.
And ever.
Here you can see the Junction City water tower with what used to be a dress and fabric shop. We're walking along Junction City here, walking around their main street. Looking around, I'll show you a little more. These buildings all have nothing in them except for the florist. The florist is lovely, but she is very, very busy, but still had a moment to talk to us, which was really, really kind of her, because she's in the midst of a big boom for Father's Day. I guess people spend on Father's Day a lot of time replenishing their father's graves and also giving them to their parents. So she has been having a lot of custom orders. And here we are at the state line sign. Yep, so that is where Louisiana and Arkansas meet. That is the Arkansas sign, and you can see the Louisiana one over there. Something that's really interesting about that, that is the part city where Jerry works. that's really interesting about is that all the people who actually live on the Louisiana side of Junction City, their address is still in Arkansas, but they pay Louisiana taxes. Jerry was telling us all about that. Sorry, it's really bright all of a sudden right here. So, that's a little interesting. And he was telling us about that because I guess if people mail him things to Louisiana, then he never gets it, even though he actually physically is in Louisiana, which is so strange, but it really is like that sometimes. Hey everybody!
This is a small? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Natalie is revealing all of our Chinese food that we just got, and we greatly underestimated the size of small. But hold on, let me show you her small soup she's very excited about.
Egg drop soup.
So we had a great time in Junction City. And also I was talking earlier about racial inequality and how I have the amazing white privilege to not be aware always in my research and daily activities of my race. And it's just very relevant because of all of the politics right now. But that changed in Junction City. We went into this place called McDonald's, which you might think is, you know, the fast food, the big yellow arches. Wrong! It is a specialty meat market and grocery store.
Slash gas station.
Slash gas station. So, we went in there and a lot of people wanted to talk to us. So this one guy had seen us taking pictures earlier and heard us talking to someone. He was like, hey, what, like, you guys, I heard you were in college. We were like, hi, yes, we're from a college in Virginia, by Virginia Beach, because that's people, when you say that, they can kind of like pinpoint you on a map. And wow, my tan really goes up to right here where my hairline starts. That's unfortunate. So that was great, and he introduced us to another Vietnam War veteran because he was wearing his hat, so I started asking about that. And then he was like, yo, my buddy over here. And then suddenly we were talking to his buddy. And then suddenly we were talking to the cashier. And then all these people were like looking at us. But it was great. We got a couple more pictures of people. And there were people of both races. And we were talking to everyone. And it made me feel way more comfortable with the research I did in Junction City. And now I am entirely satisfied and content. So what a great day in Arkansas, Louisiana. All right, signing off from right now so I can go eat this Chinese food and watch an episode of Netflix in our break time because we needed a lunch break. It was getting hot, and the only place in Junction City was a Mexican restaurant, and all we've been eating for a couple days have been like
Mexican and Subway.
Mexican, Subway, Cliff Bars, and peanut butter and jelly. So we're gonna shake it up with Chinese food. Oh, we also got Domino's the other night. That was pretty good too. All right, bye. We had a delightful day in Junction City, and we're staying in El Dorado, which is probably about 15 minutes north of Junction City, and we even got to walk around downtown a little, which was very, very nice and kind of refreshing to be back in a like normal world as opposed to these tiny little places, which is a totally different normal than we are used to. So that was kind of nice and refreshing, and now we're all back and settled in for the night. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. I have many photographs from it. Got to do a lot of interviews, which we haven't been able to do in a couple of days, just because of geographical locations and people being out there when we were, and timing and the lack of businesses. So it was really nice to get back in that groove and actually talk to people in the field. So this is video 14 from Junction City. Well, we're in Arkansas right now, so from El Dorado, Arkansas, but spending our day in Junction City, Louisiana, Arkansas. So, fun fact about these videos, I almost always start them out with a yawn that then I edit out. And I almost feel like at the end of this all, I should make a compilation of yawns, because there's really, truly a lot of them. Okay, so when we were in Junction City, we were talking about where the state line was in relation to the businesses in the city. And it runs on the south side of the city. So on the Louisiana side, there's almost nothing. It's like, I took pictures of it all. So I have, oh my gosh, I'm yawning again. It's so I had an accurate representation of what was over there. But it was pretty much Jerry's shop and gas station, and those are the only things that were open. There was, of course, like an abandoned Family Dollar, and but there was nothing else that was open. The whole like little Main Street section was in Arkansas. And, yeah, that was it. So most of Junction City was actually in Arkansas. And they're making everyone in Louisiana just say they're in Arkansas. So, I don't know. It was just interesting food for thought, and I'm wondering why it is, and if it has something to do with, like, taxes in Arkansas versus Louisiana, or if it had to do, like, when things were getting built, people just went to Arkansas more, or it was closer to where other like big cities were because El Dorado is the closest city. Well, I'm using city loosely here. City to what we are used to right now. El Dorado is the biggest city around. So maybe that could have been it, and people lived there and worked there, or just slowly had to move away to commute to El Dorado. But there used to be in Junction City huge chicken plants and an electric factory. And when these places left, then there was nothing in Junction City anymore that could employ a lot of people. And maybe those people moved to Arkansas, and I'm trying to figure out, but I will never know because I wasn't experiencing life there in the past 30, 40 years. And so I'll never really know why all the stores are in Arkansas. I swear, it's just like staring at myself makes me tired and yawning. I'm not sleepy. It's just, okay. Well, before I yawn anymore, it's going to be dinner time. Apparently, I only am filming today from the hotel right before I eat. And Natalie's back there eating some ramen.
Sup?
And working on her own YouTube videos. So, everybody, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. Hopefully, it doesn't make you as tired to stare at me as it makes me to stare at me. Maybe it's like allergies. I don't really know. But, thumbs up from Junction City.